Welcome to the eCommerce Badassery Podcast, the place for scrappy female entrepreneurs who want to learn actionable steps and strategies to grow the traffic, sales, and profit in your e-commerce business. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster, a 20-year retail veteran who spent 3 years as the only employee of a 7-figure online store. That shit was crazy. I know exactly how it feels to do all the things, and I'm sharing everything I learned the hard way so you don't have to. I may have started this business by accident, but supporting badass bosses like you lights me the fuck up, and I am so stoked to see you grow. Are you ready, babe? Let's roll. Welcome back to the eCommerce Badassery Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster. As we're going into the final stretch before the height of the shopping season, I wanted to bring a few last-minute things you can implement to capitalize on your increased website traffic. Funny enough, the idea for this podcast was sparked by a recent client I was working with to refresh her email flows. We set them up over 2 years ago, and not only has her business grown a shit ton, her product line expanded too, so it was time to give those babies an upgrade. At one point during the project, she mentioned that she had a video going viral, and she was getting a lot of website traffic that she wanted to capitalize on. Not a surprising statement, of course, but it did spark the idea for this episode, so if you're listening, thank you. I'm sure you know who you are. Now, you may not have a video go viral, but it's likely that you're going to see an increase in traffic over the next few weeks. So let's do everything we can to capitalize on that, shall we? This first tip, I can't really take credit for. I heard it on the Freebie podcast, and the person who was sharing it experienced it from a brand they purchased from. But the idea is to offer a discounted gift card as a cross-sell after checkout. So instead of offering another product, they were offering a $100 gift card for $80. It's a pretty smart idea because while the customer may not be ready to get another product right away, it's a great way to guarantee a future purchase. And it's unlikely that purchase is going to be exactly $100, right? So either they're going to spend less and come back a third time, or they're going to spend more and you end up with more cash. If you'd rather just move more of your inventory, I feel you. In that case, put a no-brainer product up there instead, something that will make sense for 80% of your customers to purchase. Speaking of future purchases, I talked all about how to bring your Q4 customers back in the new year on episode 171 a few weeks ago, so definitely take a listen to that one if you haven't already. Next up is to implement SMS if you haven't taken the plunge yet. One of the recommendations I make for those who aren't sure if their customers are going to be into SMS is to just add it to their sign-up form and see what happens. You've probably heard me talk about how I tested this with 2 past clients who had similar traffic patterns and customers. One of them, their SMS list blew up immediately. The other one, not so much. Ultimately, you won't know for sure until you test it, and you can learn a lot faster if you have more people seeing that opt-in. That's why you want to do it when you have increased traffic. I'm not going to go too deep into the implementation of SMS here. I did talk a little bit about it on episode 18. I will definitely be recording an updated episode in the new year, but to make sure you can get yourself started, think of SMS as a notification channel. It doesn't replace email, it complements it. And if you use the SMS platform within your email platform, it's really easy to integrate these two together. Some quick ideas on how to do this are to send an SMS as a follow-up if they don't engage with their checkout abandonment email, to prioritize SMS for your back in stock notifications, and to send an SMS when a deal is expiring. If you do implement SMS and you're a Shopify and Klaviyo user, make sure you update your integration settings to collect SMS at checkout. This feature used to be limited to Shopify Plus customers, but that is no longer the case. This is also a great time to implement an exit intent pop-up. These trigger when someone is leaving your website. So if they ignored your entry pop-up, this is a last-ditch effort to get their attention. While these can be used for collecting emails and phone numbers, they don't necessarily have to. In Klaviyo, you can remove all the input fields and just have a marketing message on it. You can reiterate your sale, offer free shipping, or point them to your best seller to make gift giving really easy. Another way you can use pop-ups as a marketing tool is to let people know they can pick up items locally if you offer that. Create a segment in Klaviyo that targets people in a reasonable radius to your pickup location, and then you target that pop-up only to that segment. This could be especially powerful later in the season for those last-minute shoppers who fear it won't arrive in time. For the pop-ups that are collecting emails and phone numbers, make sure you add a teaser to your form. Teasers were launched earlier in the year on Klaviyo, but I think the feature flew a bit under the radar. Teasers are basically icons that you can add to the form, so if a user closes out your sign-up form, they can reactivate it by clicking on the teaser. If you haven't updated your pop-up in a while, you'll see it as an option across the top of the edit screen. While you're collecting lots of new email signups this holiday season, take the next step and integrate your email marketing platform with Facebook ads. Even if you're not running ads right now, having the two platforms integrated means your Facebook ads audience will be automatically updated with the new customer emails. This is a great complement to your pixel data and can help boost the success of your remarketing campaigns and lookalike audiences. Another thing you'll want to turn on if you haven't already is payment financing for your customers. You used to have to use tools like Afterpay or Klarna to do this, so some e-commerce businesses didn't bother. But now you can offer 4 interest-free installment payments through the Shop app. If you use Shopify Payments, you already have access to this. If you're not using Shopify Payments because you sell a restricted product, then you'll have to use one of those third-party apps or speak to your payment gateway for options. Sezzle is the most liberal in who they allow on their platform, though they do have increased fees for more high-risk products. Oh, and one more tip before we go. Do a quick audit of your website before the big day. Visit your website on desktop and on mobile in an incognito browser window, and make sure there aren't any pop-ups or widgets that you don't realize are there. And this happens more than you think. And because you are a returning visitor that has been cookied, you don't see all the things that pop up. That's why you have to do it in an incognito window. Recently, I've been turning off duplicate pop-ups, one from the theme and then one from the email marketing software. And very often you'll find, especially on mobile, that widgets are overlapping one another, like a rewards widget and a chat widget, for instance. And when you add the teaser to your sign-up form, this can also happen. So just be as intentional as possible in terms of where you place things. Okay, and then at this point in time, I am pretty sure this is going to be the last podcast episode where we talk about holiday, but I'm not making any promises. Who knows what's going to happen? Next week, we're going to start doing some future casting. And I'm also going to be sharing some things that are changing and updating and happening here at eCommerce Badassery. And then for December, you know what? I'm not going to tell you yet. But that's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you again for spending your time with me. I know you're a busy CEO, and I'm grateful that you lend me your ears each week. I hope you're having a kick-ass day. Go forth and conquer the shit out of this holiday season, and I'll see you on the flip side, friend. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you like what you heard, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you're looking to surround yourself with more product entrepreneurs who totally get your life right now, get your booty on over to the eCommerce Badassery Facebook group. Can't wait to see you there. Until next time, e-commerce friends, stay badass.